Well, the semi-finals coming up for the women's 200 metres now. 3 semi-finals, and the first 2 go through by right with 2 non-automatic qualifiers. Their final, by the way, is the last race tomorrow night, so they'll have over 24 hours to rest up for the final. Those, the lucky 8 who make it through to that final. There is the field. Look for a great run from Gina Bass here in 4. And the Nigerian favour of Philly 2. She's in fine fettle. Natalia White, 8th in the 100 here. Watch her for a fast start from her. So, Jacinta Beecher of Australia goes on the outside, 22.70. The law student was a 5th in her heat in 23.13. There is Abby Gilpin of Guernsey, 3rd in her heat in 24.4. That was a season's best. Hanya Bryant of Wales, 6th in the World Juniors 100 back in 2016. A semi-finalist, the 100 here. 2nd in the heats in 24.04. She'll need to go a lot quicker. Here is the one of the class act athletes, the Jamaican Natalia White, 4th in the Jamaican Championships, a finalist in the 100 here a couple of days ago. Favour Offaly of Nigeria, a semi-finalist in the World Championships back in Doha, over 400 metres. She's a really classy one-lapper, the 19-year-old. Look for her to come late. Gina Bass goes in lane 4. A semi-finalist in Tokyo, 100 and 200 metres. Her personal best. 22.58. Charlotte Wingfield of Malta goes in lane 3. 4th in her heat in a windy 24.4. London-born Wingfield. And Shanti Veronica Pereira of Singapore goes in lane 2. Semi-finalist in the 100. 4th in her heat here, but in a national record of 23.46. There's often a silver lining, whether you qualify for the next round or not. So the first heat of 3 then in the women's 200 metres. The stadium draws to silence. Pereira goes in 1, Wingfield in 2, Bass in a 4 rather, excuse me. Offaly in 5, White in 6, Bryant in 7, Galp in 8, and Beecher on the outside for Australia.
Set.
Away they go. Who's showing first? Really good running from Gina Bass in lane 4. Outside her, the Nigerian Offaly getting into a running now. Picked it up around the middle of the bend and steaming away with this one and looking very strong. She's powerful and she's long and she's rangy. It's only the first 2 who go through by right, remember. She's going to be fine as Offaly, but who's going to get second place? Desperately tight to the line there. And I think maybe Natalia White did enough, held her form through despite the desperate lunge of Gina Bass in lane 4. No doubting the winner, plus 1.9, the win behind it, that's a legal time. And the 22.66 for Offaly, and it was White who took second place, 23.09. It was incredibly tight for second spot. Gina Bass leant desperately at the tape there. Did she lean too soon, Kath Merry?
Well, she's come through at 23.09, as you say. The lean of Gina Bass means at the moment she's in one of those non-automatic qualifying positions, of course, with 23.10 seconds. But the Nigerian ran this well, didn't she, Philly, in lane number 5, committed on the bend. There's no holding back from any of these athletes now. So semi-final at the Commonwealth Games, and the foot is well and truly on the gas. And Bass here, look at the battle, look at the lean here between the athlete from the Gambia and Jamaica. And there is the photo finish. The line, of course, being taken back to the chest, which is what it's read from. But no problem from O'Philly there, Tim. Looking good, done and dusted.
Sorry, Kath, yeah. Very smooth running indeed from favour Offaly. She took a while to get moving, didn't she, in true 400-metre runner style. She didn't come out of the blocks and blast till at first 70 or so. But a very mature, controlled race from one so young. She's only 19, is favour Offaly. They've got quite a talent here, the Nigerians. You can see her there picking up pace, it seems, almost accelerating around the first 70 or 80 metres, then just holding her form here now. Nice high knees, beautiful form from the Nigerian. 22.66. Well, she has gone many metres quick.
Starts in lane number 6. The fastest athletes in the world this year. She's had her injury problems, but she's here at the Commonwealth Games and looked pretty decent through the heats to qualify for this semi-final. So first two guaranteed a place in the final. And Yamahong of Uganda, their national champion, starts in lane number 9. A semi-finalist in the 100 metres here, just outside 24 seconds to qualify for this semi-final. Millicent Ndoro from Kenya. She'll start in lane number 8 in her third Commonwealth Games. A semi-finalist in this event in 2018. Hima Das of India in lane number 7, the 8th fastest to qualify for these semi-finals. Deputy Superintendent of the Police will line up in lane number 7. And here is Christine Mboma. 21.78 is a lifetime best. World number 4 this year, coming back from injury earlier in the season. Njogbu of Zambia, 23.85 to qualify for this semi-final, ran in the heats of the Olympics over the 100 metres last year. Ella Connolly of Australia will start in 4 from Queensland. Just outside 23.5 seconds for the 22-year-old. Line up in lane number 4. Kenisha Phillips of Guyana in lane number 3. In good form this year, a lifetime best for her with 23.34 seconds. And completing the lineup, Jado from the Gambia, 22.90 seconds this year. Born in Washington in the USA. She completes our lineup in the second semi-final of 3. They're the current qualifiers by time, the 2 non-automatic qualifiers.
On your
Bass
mark.
and Beecher from semi-final number 1. Christine Mboma looked good in the heat. It's the fastest in this heat from the first round, 6th fastest overall. The Olympic silver medalist starts in lane 6.
Set.
So Mboma out pretty well, as is the Australian Connolly in lane number 4. The Australian's running well here, under 23 seconds this year, remember. And the Australian will sweep into the home straight. Just the first 2 guaranteed a place in the final. But here comes the rocking and rolling style of Mboma, the 19-year-old. Is the Australian going to hang on? Maybe. There's a photo finish between her and Das of India in lane 7. But Christine Mboma, 22.93 seconds. She had that thigh injury back in May this year and got back into training in late June. And after a 23.2 clocking in the heat, confirmed at 22.93 seconds, Rob.
Good running there from Mboma. She's not quite back to that kind of sparkling form that took her to the World Junior Best last year of 21.78, as you quite rightly indicated. She's had some time out. Everyone was looking forward to seeing her in finish the race in Nairobi, but that wasn't destined to be. I tell you what, Hima Das ran a brilliant bend. Watch the Indian, third from the left-hand side. She actually put Mboma under a little bit of pressure because Das was running really well third from the left. You quite rightly said Connolly was coming through up onto the shoulder of the Zambian and was actually leading off that bend. Mboma now showed a fair degree of composure to come away from the Australian. Das was only just edged out by Connolly, 23.41 to 23.42, but that means, unfortunately, Das of India will not be in the final because the 2 non-automatic times are still coming in the form of the Gambian Bass and the Australian Beecher from the first of the semi-finals. But Mboma doesn't look back to her best, but more than good enough to dominate that semi-final.
Yeah, a bit of blowing for Christine Mboma. She'll be back tomorrow evening for that women's 200-metre final. And here is confirmation then. Christine Mboma, 22.93. Ella Connolly holding off Hima Das of India for the second automatic spot.
The Jamaican Olympic champion and newly crowned 100-metre Commonwealth champion goes in lane 5. Good target for Beth Dobbin, semi-finalist in Doha and in Tokyo. And watch for McDonald, the Canadian, in lane 7. Toia Visil has been a brilliant ambassador and a great servant to Papua New Guinean athletics. She's done so well to make the semis again, as she did in Glasgow at the age of 34. Asimieni Simwaka, African finalist over 400 metres. She needed a national record to qualify for the semis. Now to Natasha McDonald, former world junior finalist over the 400 metres. She's in PB shape this year. How fast can she get up? I spoke to Beyonce de Freitas in Eugene. What a charming young woman, flying the flag for the British Virgin Islands. She studies at the University of Central Florida. Brilliant for the Islanders to have her to cheer. They'll be going mad for her on Tortola, and they'll be going mad for this woman, Elaine Thompson-Herah, back home in Jamaica. She's come here to do the double, as she did in Rio, as she did in Tokyo. Inside her, Beth Dobbin. This is a big occasion for Dobbin. Only 2 guaranteed a place in the final. 22.50. Not in quite that kind of shape this season, but now will be the time to discover it. Linda Angunu, 6th in her heat. She studies in New Jersey, 29-year-old Cameroonian. And on the inside, the Trinidad and Tobagan, Mauricia Prito, 4th in heat 5. She's the national champion. Right then, Prito, Trinidad in 2. Angunu of Cameroon in 3. Dobbin, Scotland in 4. Thompson-Herah, the Olympic champion, in 5. De Freitas, British Virgin Islands, 6. McDonald, Canada, 7. Simwaka, national record to qualify for Malawi in 8. And Visil, Papua New Guinea on the outside.
You are used to the weather around the world, and you're never quite sure what you are going to get. And you're right, that was an excellent run from Beth Dobbin, and she is known as being the kind of athlete who will fight right to the very end. She does it in every race, she does it every day in training, and I am thrilled for her that she's going through with the fastest qualification. Yeah, brilliant. It's come up with the little cue. So Dobbin does go through with Bass, who's the first Gambian athlete to make a global final when she made the showdown in Doha 3 years ago. Confirmation, the Olympic champion safely through to the final. Natasha McDonald being put under a little bit of pressure by Beth Dobbin. Both the Canadian and the Scot will be in the final, and surely it is Elaine Thompson-Herah's to lose. Confirmation of how they will line up. Thompson-Herah, 300s quicker than favour of Philly, and Christine Mboma not quite back at the 21.7 form that we saw from her last year. The Namibian has been injured, but it will be a superb final